Hello, welcome back. Last time I met the Vine, who just wants to collect everything it can reach and isn't particularly friendly about it. I did everything from 1 to 2, and now there's just like a whole lot of 3s and up available. So let's go to the closest one and try Eyes of the Storm. Alright, those are the eyes, those are the storms. Step here to gain access to this. No. Bring a cyan bean there to gain access to that. I still misread pressure plates a lot. Misread bean detectors as pressure plates a lot. So cyan bean must be jailbroken from here to the recipes. We have a bomb, cloud, and vine. Beans. 3 yellow, 1 cyan, 1 green. Cyan is involved in the cloud recipe, but I'm never going to get more than 1. So I'm not making a cloud, so why the recipe? Presumably, I'm going to be able to snag one of those and get cyan beans back from it? And that doesn't seem right. This makes me real suspicious, because it's hard to imagine how I could ever interact with that recipe in any way. But maybe there's a way somehow. Like, the idea of planting a vine anywhere that it can see a cloud and eat it looks impossible. Yeah, I don't know, this seems out of place to me, but maybe I'll understand it as the puzzle goes on. Anyway, if I have a cyan bean and a yellow bean over here, I'm done, right? Put the cyan bean down here to detect this. Put the no, I need 2 bombs. Okay. So 2 yellow beans and a cyan on the left. So I can use up to 1 to blow up, say, a vine who's here, grabbing things. So what would be the issue? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so everything's in reach. Right, there's a cloud here. Also, these exist. Okay, so what would be the issue with doing what I was going to do here, which was something like this, is that gets bombified and no beans make it through. My vine blows up. Now that's a repeatable process. It's not a useful one, but it's a repeatable one. Now zapping a cyan bean on its own does nothing in particular. So if I did this, and then you end up with a bomb eventually, blowing yourself up. That gives me a cyan bean here, but it doesn't give me one here. So I might need to manually blow up the vine while it's doing that. Yeah, okay. So basically I'm trying to put a cyan bean here on this detector. Oh, I'm going to have to grab it at a specific time. That's fine. I want to put a cyan bean in this detector to protect my yellow beans coming through, and the yellow coming through will not adequately protect this. No, okay, we got a bunch of problems here. But one thing at a time. So let's start with cyan bean on that detector. Yeah, let me just get myself the most space I can here. And I'm going to put down one of these, and my plan is to blow up the vine while the cyan bean is in transit and see what that does. Okay, that's going to take some timing. Not that timing. Okay, you need to be 2 earlier. That's 3 earlier, isn't it? Okay, so I guess I'll bounce in the water then. Let's see, so bean here when bomb is here. So 1, 2, 3. And it's 1 turn after that, so 1, 2, so now? 1 earlier. Ooh, but now I'm in a bad spot. Well, then don't be. So now. Okay. So I successfully put a cyan bean there. The problem I foresee is that... Oh no, this bean coming through here won't get zapped because that bean protects it from it. Okay, so I think we're good now? Not quite. I still have a problem, but I think I know the solution to it. So instead of using 2 yellow beans, I can do a different trick like one that I did before. Oh, I have a timing component here also. And, oh, that's not all. We got, like, a lot of issues here. So this is the only moment when I can do this, but now that's gonna get zapped. But that's okay because I'm blowing up the vine. Okay, I think I worked it all out. Yeah, I have the beans I need. So I have a cyan here. And assuming I can just vine this bomb to transport it, which I think I can, then we should be good. Yes, okay. Works as intended. Great, okay. Just using all the principles I learned, but like really testing them. Panopticon, I don't know what that means. Alright, so you're gonna get grabbed there. Alright, so I am restricted to this box until I do something about Vineman. I have up to 2 buckets to do something about Vineman. 1 bucket could place a bean in its path, distracting it for a moment. Okay, so that ends up with a bucket running around, or sinking in the water, and the vine with a blue bean under it, and me in a different quadrant, but still restricted. I can get another vine out of that. Okay, so I'm getting here. That creates a bomb, so once I'm in here, as long as you're not... You're gonna need some ongoing distractions while I navigate through... Okay, so somebody has to touch this. Do you grab at buckets even when they're empty? No. Bucket's gotta have a bean in it. So this is non-repeatable, right? Alright, so you preferred me, but now you're distracted for a moment. Not a long enough moment. Okay, and these are probably additional distractions. Maybe I'm just buffering up enough distractions to be able to survive here. I don't want to turn that into a bucket. You will just do that for a little while. I'll dump these here. There's a distraction. Let's not do that yet. Problem is, if I don't, then I die. Okay, that is unfortunate. Okay, let's try a different timing and see what happens. This is unlikely to work. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, so I don't like that. I assume I do want the maximum range on my distraction here. And it really seems like I have almost no choices other than doing that at first. Now, I could turn this into a bucket at some point. It should give me something other than maximum range. Okay, let's do some test... Oh, you didn't bucketify. Why? Oh, because that's tiled, of course. Right. So this will never be turning into a bucket unless I blow this up, which would mean I'm not blowing that up, which would mean I'm not solving the puzzle, so... Not that. So I could plant another vine. That seems extremely unproductive. What do they do if 2 see the same bean, though? Well, this isn't really a place to test that. Ah, I see a reason not to use the maximum range, because if there's a bean closer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4... So here's my current guess at how vine precedence works, and maybe I can test part of this. I'm thinking they go for closest bean first. If equidistant, they go in bucket pickup preference order, which is earlier in the spectrum first, as far as I can currently tell. So with equidistance here, if I go that way, I get a little farther quicker. So with equal distance, green and blue are both later than yellow. I'm going to wait until you go on by. Because yeah, I had some extra time. I'm going to have to take advantage of that. But this is not enough extra time. And this also doesn't let me test what I wanted to test here. That's barely enough time to get here. You grab yellow, but at no point there are you seeing green. Okay. You are extremely in the way. Let me make sure I'm trying to do the right action. Walk here and step on that. Walk back. Come through here, pick this up, blow that up. I feel like I am going to require like some kind of ongoing distraction. Like how many turns is that I have to spend in vine range? So with minimal routing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I had a distraction of length 7, I could get here. Then I need an additional distraction of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An additional distraction of 5, and then separately, because this would add up to more than 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I'm here with the yellow bean, the puzzle's done. I can't have you... Okay, so is it correct to say that the vine must never grab the yellow bean? It seems like it to me, because if it does, then I'm either spawning a bomb in this column, which is not what I want. The only valid position in this column for a bomb to blow that up is here, and that's invalid because I have no way to impart motion on it and get out of the way. If I could do a left push from here and then not be here, then that would be valid. So this only opens, it can't reclose and protect me from you. I feel like there's some kind of thing like where I would create somehow an ongoing distraction for you. Even if I could do that, the ongoing distraction would have to be closer than the yellow bean always. Like, I want you to reach out and, like, fail to grab a bean, or have it pulled back by something, or something like that. Vine recipe. Why vine recipe? Ah, I see a... no, that's no good. I was thinking of something that would involve, like, planting this here and having this already grown and having you pick it up. There are, like, so many problems with that. Nope. Okay, what? Okay, current problem is I don't know what I'm trying to do. I do not see something that looks like a promising route to the exit. Main problem that I have no idea how to solve is protecting this yellow bean for long enough to get in there. Like, it doesn't have to be me who steps on that. Maybe it's a vine. Maybe that's the trick. But then I have, like, no tools to distract you. Okay, let's try something. What happens here? Okay, so bucket does protect me. there. You don't need to be distracted. I maintain a blue bean. Okay, so that's definitely an improvement over what I was doing before. Next test. If you don't grab me through a bucket, do you grab beans through a bucket? How will I test this? I guess with a second bucket. Offset from this one. Just so that I can spend a turn here and put down a bean. Spend a turn here and put down a bean, and then have you definitely see it. Did you definitely see it? Okay, let's do this. Doesn't make it in time. Okay, let's do this, I think. A lengthy distraction for you. Now you definitely are seeing that, okay, you can reach into a bucket, but not through a bucket. Into, but not through. Okay. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Into, but not through. Also, yeah, as far as I can I wish I could be in a good situation to test, like, bean grabbing precedents. My current guess is, again, first, the one that's closest. If that's a tie, the one that is earliest in spectrum order. If that's a tie, then I'm guessing you just have a preference like, say, northwest, east, south. But the puzzles just don't really give me situations where I can cleanly test these things. So for now, I'm going to proceed with this incomplete guess, and I'll complete it when I can. So I don't know if that's the column that I want, but that is the easternmost column that lets me repeatably cross this line. Why do I need it repeatable, though? Because I never need to go back up here. Now, this is the only place where a bucket can be bouncing back and forth. Other than, I guess, here, which doesn't work because if I were in here by spawning you when your bean is there, then I'm never getting out. Okay, so here's a thought. A bucket who resides here and doesn't move protects this bean from being grabbed forever as long as it doesn't move. It does mean that I'd have to go the long way around, but the long way doesn't have to be particularly long. Okay, so if I have 2 green distractions, then I probably wanted you in a different column. Let's say, perhaps, to maximize distraction length, I probably want you here. Okay. While still giving me 1 column to slip through. This way I can lay down green beans and have you reach out your tendril for a while. So I'm thinking, instead of thinking, let's just try and do it. Yeah, so my thought here is during this distraction, I lay this down, I get all the way here, I don't spawn it yet, because I don't have time, but I have time now, just barely, and then distraction number 2, hopefully it will not give me enough time to go all the way around here. But it gives me enough time maybe to get here, and that's enough, because then I can use that bucket as shelter, and then that gets me out. Okay, this, assuming the numbers work out, this has to be it. Perfect. Okay, that's exactly worked out. Good stuff. Okay. 1 stationary bucket was the useful tool here. And also understanding that I could protect myself by hiding behind a bucket, which is not true of clouds. Because clouds will just zap right through them, but that's a zap, that's not a grab. Those are different. Okay, good. Let's try this. Friendly neighbors. Alright. Yeah, at this point, rollers look like so friendly and cuddly in comparison to this nasty new thing. Alright, we got a lot of rollers to eliminate there, though. Bucket and vine. Okay, so the issue with doing the simple solution of just eating all of my problems is that I get a new impenetrable problem there. It's just one, but it's impenetrable. So I certainly can't do that. Let's see what happens working with these without involving any vines. I get this far and no farther, because I get trapped there. So a vine here would be not really out of my way at all, but it could eat the roller. Okay, so without testing any other portion of this, if a vine were alive... Okay, let's see. If a vine were alive here, trying to eat a bean, could I slip in during this and no. Okay, if a bucket bean were already... No, how could it be? I was trying to figure out if I could have a bucket planted here, walk through and spawn it in time to protect myself from that, but no. That is definitely not happening. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So the reach of a vine does extend all the way across this, in case that matters. It shouldn't, because there's nothing to do in this area. Once I'm there, I'm just done with the puzzle. Unless there's a roller here, which there wouldn't be unless I was there, and I'd already be done with the puzzle. Okay, so 3 rollers to extract from here, and tuck away somewhere, perhaps in the stomach of a vine. Closest vine stomach is there, and that's also as far as it seems like a roller can move. Also, rollers have no ingredients. I guess the vine just eats them and gets nothing out of it, right? You're gonna eat me. Okay, what about in this situation? Do you prefer me or a roller? Or alternatively, do you prefer west or south? You either prefer me or west, but I don't know which. Okay. Once one of you is here, the only place it can further see me is there. But if there were a vine here snarfing them up... then I would die to that vine. But... other than that... that might kind of almost work. So I can ooh, I don't have time to do that. And I can't do it here. So I have to be running at full speed once roller sees me there. So this certainly can't have spawned. Okay. So no. Why do I have a bucket recipe? That's a bit of a mystery. Huh. And then there's like a bunch of extra geometry here. Like, I don't understand why this pillar is here, I guess, mainly, and like this wall. These 2 bits of wall... I guess this has a bearing on the puzzle in that I can't put a vine farther south than that. This, however, I cannot see how it interacts with any portion of this. There's no extracting a roller because of this layout, right? I don't think this water does anything. I don't think this water does anything other than be a wall, though I could be wrong about that. Okay, rollers have to go. All 3 of them. The farthest I can move a roller myself is either here and I die, or here and I survive and get away. But that's assuming no other hazards in the path. I do not see any remotely plausible way to dispose of a roller beyond that. Unless I have a distracted vine here, but like there's nothing this could possibly be distracted by that doesn't put a tendril in my way. And it's worth noting that I think I observed before that I can't... like the tendril doesn't... Here, let me put this here. The tendril isn't the sort of thing that I can chase after like the well, I guess not a roller, but, well, yeah, a roller. I can't, like, be on the tile immediately before it as it retracts. It takes up more space for longer than that. So, like, a tendril retracting from over here, if that were possible to set up somehow, still would not allow me to arrive here when you had just eaten that. I would arrive here when you had just eaten what was in your hands. And then I would get eaten no matter what. So, with the rules I understand, there's no way I could have a vine here eating rollers as they come out of the queue. However, that also appears to be the only place where that's valid. Except here. So if I could be here and lure a roller to me without a vine that's here getting distracted by me, which itself seems completely impossible. But if I could do it, I guess with perfect timing with like some beans there distract... Okay, let's see if I can do this once. Can I have you over without summoning you further? Yes, okay. So I think I can at least demonstrate this once. With some form of timing here. I guess I'll wait 2. I guess I'll wait 3. Okay. Okay, I survived 1. That's maybe significant. Ah, now that's not the only place for a distraction for... Got it. Okay, I think I figured it out. So, I do have a vine here. But some of the geometry over here plays a different role. Now, what role exactly that is might not be the clearest thing in the world. But I think it looks something like this. Let's go ahead and queue up a roller here first. Now the timing for these is going to be different. So let's just hope that the bucket is slow enough to give me the distraction length that I need for each of these, and I get 1 bean per distraction. I feel like I don't have enough time to traverse all this space and get the things where they need to go for this. That sure does time nicely, though. And yeah, you eat that, and there's... Wait. Yes, there's a green bean under you because you ate it from the bucket, but you got no beans out of the roller. Okay, I do have time. I will have an extra turn for that later. Okay, this works. I think it does. This looks iffy, but yes, it just works. Okay, great. All right. Well, that's good. I got that little section cleaned up, so all the southernmost puzzles are done. We got, what, 5 more 3s? Yep, 5 more 3s. Some 4s start getting interspersed, and then the 5s are all up in the northwest. Okay, this is going fine so far. You might even say it's going fine, but why would you say that? That's a terrible thing to say. I said it anyway, though. Anyway, see you next time to proceed northward.